In a distant village, surrounded by dense forests and towering mountains, lived a young man named Yusuf. He was known for his good morals and kind heart, but he was always plagued by doubt and anxiety about his abilities. Although he was intelligent and skilled, his fear of failure held him back from achieving his dreams. One day, Yusuf heard of an ancient cave in the mountains, said to contain a great treasure. Legend had it that reaching the treasure required crossing dark and treacherous paths, and many had tried, but failed. The idea terrified Yusuf, but something deep inside him urged him to try, hoping to find something that would change his life. After days of contemplation, Yusuf decided to embark on the adventure. He packed his belongings and set off toward the mountains. When he arrived at the cave entrance, he found himself facing a narrow, dark passageway. The wind howled around him, and darkness surrounded him on all sides. Fear began to grip him, but he remembered the words of the village sage who once told him, "The darkness is not your enemy. It is a test of your faith in yourself." With hesitant steps, Yusuf entered the cave. Each step took him deeper into the darkness. He heard strange sounds, and at times he felt cold touches on his skin. But whenever fear threatened to overwhelm him, he reminded himself of his goal and the treasure awaiting at the end of the journey. After hours of walking, Yusuf reached a crossroads within the cave. He had to choose between 3 paths. He hesitated for a moment, but decided to trust his inner sense. He chose the middle path and walked through it with confidence. After walking for a while, light began to appear gradually at the end of the passage. When he reached the passage's end, Yusuf found himself in a vast hall illuminated by natural light seeping through cracks in the cave ceiling. In the center of the hall stood an old wooden chest. With trembling hands, Yusuf opened the chest and was surprised by what was inside. There was no gold or jewels as he had expected, but rather an old mirror. Yusuf looked into the mirror, and at that moment, he realized a profound truth. The treasure was not something material, but the discovery of himself. He understood that the adventure he had undertaken was not to find wealth, but to uncover the strength and courage that had always been within him. Yet he hadn't recognized due to his fear. Yusuf returned to his village, not with the material treasure he had anticipated, but with great wisdom. He became a leader in his village and taught people that the true treasure is not something we search for in the outside world, but rather the confidence and belief in our own abilities. Moral of the story: darkness is not always the enemy. It is the path we walk to discover our inner light.